Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Teaching Thursdays with Lady Shiya. This is a free preview of my mentorship circle. This is where I do most of my teaching, but every so often I will throw out a nice little hey, let's teach everybody for a hot minute or five. So yeah, here we are, Teaching Thursdays. Yay! So just wanted to talk about today holding space. Okay. This is something that a lot of people talk about. Now, feel free to jump in on the comments at any point if you have a question or a comment, or otherwise, once we start getting comments in, I will be happy to put those up on the screen for everybody to kind of share comments with and that sort of thing. Do be aware, this is a public preview. So yes, while your names might not be seen by everybody if you're coming from a private group, you will have your comments seen by others. Now, if you're in one of the private groups that I have, including the Mentorship Circle, your comment will come up on screen as Facebook user, so nobody will know who you are unless you choose to tell them who you are. But this is, like I said, public. So I was doing a private reading earlier today, and we were talking about, hey, sometimes you need to hold space for people who are going through their emotional shit, okay? And I got the question of, what does that mean? And I've had that question of, okay, I've heard this holding space, and most people, they're just at the point of, well, you hear a terminology enough, and so you just kind of smile and nod and pretend like you know what that actually means. And you're just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll hold space for somebody. And in your head, you're going, the fuck does that mean? Is that one of those weird kind of new age, new wave, kind of new things? I hear people talking about holding space. The fuck is that? So that's what we're going to really get into today. So we're going to start talking about emotionality. Okay, emotionality. I'm emotional. You're emotional. Everybody's emotional. Okay? Lindsay, you're emotional. Kenna, you're emotional. All the others I haven't said that I see are on here. There are several of you that are on here listening. You're all emotional. We're emotional beings. We talk about our senses. We have many senses that we use to experience the world around us. Our sight, our smell, our hearing, our touch, all of these, the five senses that we talk about all the time. And everybody's like, oh, the sixth sense. Well, they talk about like the sixth sense in the term of, your intuition / the psychic senses, so on and so forth. But I would posit to you that the sixth sense is simply emotions. Emotions are another input, another sensory input. Okay. We get angry, and our anger shows us that there's something that is upsetting that's around us. We get frustrated, showing us that, hey, we're coming up against issues and problems. We get happy, showing us that there's good things that are creating dopamine. I'll go ahead and put the chat up now that we're starting to get some chats in here. But there we go. Kenna says, I just got done crying for a sec. I got lots of emotions coming up from past things. Yeah, well, tomorrow's starting Mercury retrograde. We'll discuss that in a little bit. But that is, I got done crying for a second. There's things that you need to process. Emotions are your body's way of telling you that there are stimuli around you that need to be addressed, that need to be dealt with in one way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether it be a joyful, happy emotion that needs to be addressed and dealt with. Okay, so you're seeing that I'm joyful and I'm happy, I'm feeling good. I can accept this and I can use this to process. Marcia says she's done crying. Well, maybe for now, but I promise you're going to cry at some other point. Kenna's like, I feel it and then I release it. And our emotions are our ways of telling us that there are things that need to be dealt with. Marcia says, I just need to move on. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe your emotions are saying, hey, there's something else here that you need to pay attention to. So there are two types of holding space. Lindsay says she's been feeling a little bit off lately. She's had some unprocessed loss, health issues, and she knows she hasn't processed. She needs some me time in nature, and that's a perfect segue, Lindsay, into the first part of holding space. The first person that we need to hold space for is ourselves. So what is holding space? Holding space is listening without judgment. Okay? Listening without judgment. Now, we are judgmental creatures. We make judgments every moment of every day. Everything that you do, every action you take, you are making a judgment. I judge that right now I'm going to light my cigarette, even though I've been putting off starting a cigarette because I've been cutting down smoking. But I am making a judgment that right now I would like one. So here we go. I've made a judgment and I've acted on it. Now, holding space for myself allowed me to make an appropriate judgment for myself at that time. I recognize that I am nick-fitting. I haven't had a cigarette in a little while, and part of me wants to have that, hand-to-mouth kind of thing in my addiction, and I recognize that it's an addiction, and I recognize that my body would like the chemical that I have been putting into it, and the nicotine and so on and so forth. So I'm holding space without judgment. I am listening to my body without judgment. Now, what does that mean without judgment? I could sit there and go, oh, Shiya, smoking is bad. Every time you're smoking, you're doing bad things for yourself. You're doing bad things for your environment. That's the judgment part of it. Okay? That is the judgment. To listen to my body without judgment is to say, okay, my body wants/needs this, and now I can make a decision based on that. Okay? Now I can make a decision about, okay, I'm going to put this off until later. Or I can make a decision of, okay, I'm going to listen and give into this at the moment. But before I make a judgment, I need to hold space for myself. I need to look at all the inputs. So holding space is looking for oneself, is looking at all of the input that you have going on in your world right now. Your sight, your hearing, your smell, your taste, your touch, and your emotions. Okay? So when we're talking about holding space on an emotional level, we are saying, how do I feel right now? No judging. I'm not going to judge why I'm feeling this way. I'm not going to judge, what the feeling, whether this is a good feeling or a bad feeling. How am I feeling right now? So let's take a moment with all of us here. Tell me, without judgment, how do you feel right now? Now, of course, we had earlier, Kenna said that she just got done crying for a second, but now she's done, she was finished crying. She was releasing it. So now that you've cried and you've released it, Kenna, how do you feel? Okay. What are your emotions telling you right now? Lindsay, you said your emotions are telling you, I need some me time in nature. That's the judgment. Okay. I've been a little off lately. That's the holding space. The whole I've had unprocessed loss and health issues, and I know I've not processed this. That's judgment. Let's look at how you feel right now, here and now, in this moment. In this moment, hold space for yourself. Let's take a moment and breathe in. We're going to breathe together, have a little meditation time, okay? So let's close our eyes, sit nice and comfortably. Just listen. There's nothing on the screen that needs to be paid attention to for the moment. We're just going to breathe in, breathe out. Do it again. Breathe in, breathe out. And kind of do that for a minute. Just breathe in and ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Not why, not where, not when, not any of the other stuff. How? Luz says, I feel stagnant. And Jennifer says, unsure of myself and nerves. How do you feel right now? Hold space for yourself. Lindsay's coughing. That's not an emotion, but okay. Yeah, don't cough. Just puff, puff, pass, Lindsay. But how do you feel right now? Facebook user says, I feel rested. That's good. No judgment. It's very good. How do you hold space for you right now? Do not judge yourself on why you feel this way. Why? How did you get here? Where am I going? And yes, happy 420, Mary Beth. Kenna says, I'm feeling at ease at this moment that I could acknowledge it. Oh, nope, we're not going to get into that part. The part of holding space, Kenna, is I'm feeling at ease. We're not looking at why. We don't care about the why right now. How do you feel? Just the emotion. For me, I feel peaceful. I feel peaceful right now. Lindsay says, I feel relaxed right now. Facebook's user says, I'm doing housework and I feel relaxed. Honora is talking about what she's doing. Honora, you're talking about what you're doing. You're releasing the past. I'm not asking that. How do you feel right now? Not why. Okay. Not about your support pet cat, Mischief, which is awesome. Not, not why you're feeling the way you're feeling. How do you feel? Don't analyze it. Don't analyze it at all. Just hold space. This is what holding space is. Holding space is no judgment. Marcia says, I feel fabulous. Good. Excellent. I feel peaceful. Mary Beth says, I feel goofy. That's good. But I always do. That's a judgment. We're not going to judgment. No judgment. I feel goofy. Okay. Honora says, roller coaster ride of emotional garbage. So you feel... Take a minute and kind of analyze that for a second without judging, without looking at why. Instead of looking at the jumble of emotions, Honora, hold space for yourself and think, regardless of all the stuff that I am dealing with, I'm going to breathe and I'm going to see, how do I feel right at this moment? Not roller coaster ride, not the ups and downs of yesterday or the ups and downs of tomorrow. How do you feel? Hold space for yourself right now. How do you feel? Just an input. For example, if you were to put your hand on an object, find an object nearby, okay, and pick it up. And when you pick up that object, you're going to say initially, this feels hard, or this feels soft, this feels warm, or this feels hot. Okay, we're not going to make a judgment on what that object is. We're just going to turn around and say, this is how this feels to me. This feels sharp. This feels dull. Mary Beth says she feels calm. Good. So, Honora, can you tell me, how do you feel right now? Okay. 4 freaks bang away every day. That's a judgment. Let's hold space. How do you feel right now? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you goofy? Are you fabulous? Are you relaxed? Are you peaceful? And thank you for sharing your name with us, Artemis. Are you feeling chill? You feel relaxed and high? What? I mean, it is 420, so hey, go for it. All about that natural plant medicine. Are you feeling antsy? Are you feeling tired? How do you feel? This is holding space. So we're going to start understanding holding space by holding space for ourselves. And honestly, I have to say, holding space for yourself is one of the hardest things to do, because we are so often reacting and responding to everything and everyone around us that we very rarely hold space for ourselves. But to understand holding space, we have to start within. And Honora says, I feel like you're pulling me out of the past and snapping me back to the present with your calm voice. Thanks, I needed that to puff, puff, pass to my grass. There you go. Yes, I am pulling you out of the past. I am pulling you out of the future. And I'm saying, Honora, I would like for you to tell me right now how you feel in this moment. Right here, right now. And it's okay if this moment changes and the next moment is something else. Lindsay feels relaxed and calmer. Eeyore Amy says she's feeling tired. Okay, that's good. All of this is good. Hold space. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Fully feel and hold space for you right now. How do you feel right now? It's the same as if you reach out and touch something next to you and you say, this is cold. This is hot. This is soft. This is hard. This is sharp. This is dull. Look at you and say, this is peace. This is calm. This is tired. This is angry. This is frustration. What is this right now for you, Honora? What is this right now? Lindsay feels relaxed and calm now. See, when you're holding space, you can see what your emotion is. And sometimes just seeing and acknowledging an emotion can help it change or reframe. Lindsay feels content. Excellent. This is what holding space is. No judgment. You feel how you feel. Now, the second part of holding space is to validate that feeling. What the fuck? Validate your I need to validate my feeling. My feeling is my feeling. It is what it is. No, we need to validate our feelings. Okay. So let's take Amy, for example, who expressed what some people might say is a less than pleasant emotion. Okay. I'm feeling tired is what Amy said. Okay. I'm feeling tired. All right. Tired isn't one of those good emotions. It's not necessarily a bad emotion. It's just a state of how you are right now. And that tired or exhaustion or whatever, it's a feeling. Okay. It simply is. So what you need to do when you're holding space for yourself is to say, I'm feeling tired, and that's okay. That's a real feeling for me right now. It is okay that I feel tired. That's a validation. Okay? Whether somebody comes up and says, oh, you shouldn't feel that way. Don't be depressed. Don't feel anxious. You should smile. Turn that frown upside down. All that shit can go and jump off a pier. Okay? It can take a long walk off a short pier. All right? What you need to do right now is say, I feel tired, and that's okay. Not why. We're not validating the reason. We're just saying, I feel tired, and that's okay. Honora's feeling more centered and present. I feel centered, and that's okay. All right. So, Amy, you're saying it seems to be a constant state. Here's how the holding space is the beginning of all healing. Truly, truly, truly. Because we cannot turn around and handle and deal with an input or an emotion or an anything until we turn around and realize what we're feeling so we can deal with it. And to do that, we have to do it without judgment. If we're going to be completely honest, we have to do it without judgment. Mary Beth is, I'm a grump. Sorry. That's not holding space. We're going to do this. We're going to do it. Let's pick on Mary Beth because I love my Mary Beth. Okay. So Mary Beth, instead to hold space for yourself, you would say, I feel grumpy, and that's okay. I feel grumpy, and that's okay. Can you acknowledge that instead of immediately apologizing for your quote unquote negative emotion? Take the judgment off of it. It is neither positive nor negative. It simply is. I feel grumpy, and that's okay. I feel grumpy, and that's okay. Oscar the Grouch should have taught us that one. Okay, I freaking loved Oscar the Grouch growing up. But I feel grumpy, and that's okay. I feel tired, and that's okay. No judgment. Hold space for yourself. Okay? Now, your next question is, if you're holding space for yourself, do I want to feel this way? Okay? So, all of you who have been expressing your feelings, answer me this. Your current feelings say, I feel grumpy, and that's okay, and I want to feel this way. And I already got them gone. Don't worry, I just don't acknowledge them. I just quietly, whenever there's a scammer, I just quietly go over and ban them and then move on. So yeah, I tend not to give them energy. But I would like for everybody here, if you can, to hold space for yourself, take that moment to breathe, think about how you feel in the moment, and state it this way. I feel blank, and that's okay. I want to feel this way or I don't want to feel this way. Okay? So I want that sentence from all of you. I feel blank, and that's okay. And then let me know, I want to feel this way or I don't want to feel this way. Artemis says they feel rested, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. Good. Then sit in your feelings and just acknowledge it and be with that feeling. You want to feel that way. So now you've acknowledged your feeling and feel that way. I want to feel this way. The next question then after that for you, Artemis, would be like, how do I continue to feel this way? Or just simply, I'm just going to be in this moment for a few. I feel rested, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. Give me somebody else. Says, I feel blank, and that's okay. I do or I do not want to feel this way. Hold space for yourself. Anybody else? Artemis was the brave one. I always love how Artemis is so strong and brave to just get themselves out there and do it. Lindsay says, I feel relaxed, and I definitely want to feel like this. That's great. Okay, Jennifer says, I feel nerves. Yes, it's okay, because it's not a bad thing. Again, you're putting the judgment there. Do you or do you not want to feel that way, Jennifer? Do you want to feel the nerves? Or do you not want to feel the nerves? That's all. We're not judging, saying, I feel blank, and that's okay. And then tell me, do you or do you not want to feel like this? If you do want to feel this way, then that's great. Sit in it and recognize what brought you to that point and remember it so that you can bring yourself back to a wanted feeling. And that you can simply acknowledge whenever this wanted feeling comes back up, you take that feeling. For example, Artemis said, I feel rested, and that's okay. So next time you're rested and you feel rested and you acknowledge your feelings, bring that rested feeling in and close to you, pet it and say, hey, thank you, rested feeling. I love you and I want to feel you. Okay? I feel rested. And that's okay. I want to feel this way. Lindsay, same for you. I feel relaxed, and that's okay. I definitely want to feel like this. What brought you to this point? Take that and remember it and cherish it and welcome that relaxed feeling when it comes. Acknowledge that feeling and say, hey, you're welcome here. And then you're going to create a vibe within yourself to where every time that rested or relaxed feeling comes, you're automatically going to jump to holding space for that because, hey, you're welcome here. It's like your bestie showing up at your front door unannounced. Oh my God, my bestie is here. Come in. Let me hug you. I want you in my life. Let me hold you. Jennifer says, yes, she does want to feel the nerves. And I know why she wants to feel nerves because, those nerves are almost like the nerves that she's feeling are the excitement and butterflies of a possible new, fresh relationship that could go somewhere. So yes, I feel the butterflies in my stomach, and that's okay. And she wants to feel this way. So remember this feeling and remember how you got here and thinking about the potentials of the possibilities. Remember and welcome the feeling when it comes again. Artemis says all 4 Leos are in, he's got Leo in a lot of planets in his Leo, or in their Leo, sorry. I apologize, sometimes I slip. Again, it's that plural versus singular that gets me every time. I prefer singular. We need a gender neutral singular pronoun. I'm just going to keep saying that, people. We need somebody come up with a gender neutral singular pronoun. Honora says, I feel like I'm finding coping skills within me for these emotional triggers that upset my mental health issues and trying to shift the energy from negative thoughts in the past to positive thoughts and centered grounding I'm doing now. That's all a judgment. Okay, Honora? While these are great and these are healing processes, we cannot skip the foundation. Okay? The foundation is, Honora, I would like for you to say, I feel, and fill in the blank with the feeling right now. How do you feel right in this moment? I feel blank. I feel thoughtful, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. Or I feel anxiety, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. Tell me in that phrase. I want it from everybody that's willing to share right now. I feel blank. Fill in the blank. Breathe, focus. How do you feel right now? Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? And that's okay. I do or I do not want to feel this way. When you understand this for yourself, I will show you how to hold space for others. And again, this is the foundation to all healing. All healing begins first with non-judgmental, and I will say that again, non-judgmental understanding. I feel blank, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. I feel bad, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. I feel peace, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. I feel mad, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. I feel happy, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. I feel tired, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. I feel motivated and centered, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. I want you to remember this little ditty so you can look into your feelings. Feel good, and that's okay. I want to feel this way, okay? Sid, how do you feel right here, right now, in this very moment? Share it with us. I feel blank, and that's okay. I do or I don't want to feel this way. We're learning how to hold space, okay? That is the beginning. Honora, you're your worst critic. I know. But we don't want to explain anything. This isn't about explaining. This is about holding space. Holding space is without judgment. Okay? Hopefully you will. But Honora, I just want 3 words from you. I feel blank. Okay? You're my biggest challenge today, my sister, and I love you for it because you are helping me illustrate how we go through the spin so much. And the spin is not holding space. Holding space is the lack of judgment. I feel blank, and that's okay. So, Honora, I feel blank. What's your blank? Fill in that blank. Give me 1 word. No, don't even worry about the whole fucking sentence. Just say, I feel blank. Give me fill in that blank, that 1 word. Sid, what's your 1 word? I mean, I feel high, and that's okay. I like to feel this way. Actually, I don't yet, but I will tonight because it's 4:20. Okay, we're not going to turn around and say, I feel tired of fighting against myself. We're going to narrow this down. We're going through the process of truly holding space for you, Honora. I feel tired. Okay? Now, maybe tired I feel spiritually exhausted. Because we want to get into, you feel tired of fighting against myself. Well, tired of fighting against myself, that's not really, that's expressing a judgment. You're tired of something, that's a judgment again. So I feel spiritually exhausted. Let's try that. Honora, would that be accurate for you? I feel spiritually exhausted, or I feel emotionally exhausted. I feel worn out inside. Just give me that, not why, not what got you there, just how do you feel? What is the feeling? Focus in on the feeling. What is the feeling? I feel tired. I feel worn out. I feel spiritually exhausted, and that's okay. Yes, emotionally drained. Okay, great. We're getting somewhere now, Honora. I feel emotionally drained. So I would like for you to type that out. I want you to validate this. I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. Get me to that point, Honora. I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. Now, are you saying it's okay to be emotionally drained? No, you're saying my feelings are okay. How I feel is okay. I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. Try it. It's a freeing thing. It's a freeing moment to simply say, I am going to acknowledge my feelings. I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. I feel stressed out, and that's okay. I feel mad, angry, and that's okay. Your feelings are okay. Validating the feeling helps with the healing process, Artemis says. They are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. This is the basis of all healing. Sid is not going to tell us how he feels. How do you feel, Sid? Come on. I feel a nap coming. So does that mean you feel tired? Come on, Sid. Tell us how you feel. I feel blank, and that's okay. Dance with your demons, Sid. Come on. Sid is my dear friend from Inner Demon Radio and Inner Demon Media. He gave me a new graphic. You can check him out on Talking with Heathens on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Talking with Demons Friday and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time. And find him on Inner Demon Media and Inner Demon Radio on YouTube, Facebook, and at Inner Demon Media. So check them out. So let's see if Sid will dance with his demons. There it is. Right now he feels full of love. I feel full of love, and that's okay. Now, there's Honora. Oh, good goddess, I love you, girl. I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. Now, the because needs to go away. All right? You have got to stop the spin. If we want to heal, we have to stop the spin. The spin is where we put the judgment. That's okay. And everything after that's okay. The because I feel is healing and recovery and detachment and blah, blah, blah. That's justification. That's the spin. That's judgment. We're not doing any judgment. So, Honora, I want you to retype this. Again, I want to get you in the habit of, I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. Period. No judgment. No because. No spin. This is what holding space is. God, Honora, I love you so much right now. I want to hug you because you are helping everybody going through this right now. We're helping heal you, but your experience right now, Honora, and your bravery, and God has blessed you for your bravery right now with this. Your bravery in coming forward and being able to talk through this with me and together for everybody is helping other people understand how to hold space for themselves. Perfect. Look at you. We got it. I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. Now, the next sentence out of your mouth, Honora, is I do want to feel this way, or I don't want to feel this way. So let me know. I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. Do you or don't you want to feel that way? We've validated the emotion. You're feeling emotionally drained. That's a real emotion. Instead, helping others to heal as well as healing yourself. Absolutely. Honora is my hero right now. Honora, for actually being brave enough to step up and stand out and work through this with me, I would like to offer you a full spirit insight reading on my next live. The next live you come on to, I will give you a full spirit reading. Okay. So Honora has now gotten to the point to where she's saying, I'm feeling emotionally drained, and that's okay. I don't want to feel like this no more. Okay. So that is the beginning. So now you've acknowledged you held space for yourself. You've acknowledged and you found out how you really feel right here and now in this exact moment. And you've validated that it's okay that you feel that way. You don't have to justify your feelings to anybody. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. And you certainly don't have to explain yourself to you. You've said, okay, this is my feeling. I've acknowledged it. It's how I feel. Good, bad, ugly, right, wrong, doesn't fucking matter. This is how I feel. But I really don't like feeling like this. Wow, what a breakthrough. You know you feel emotionally drained and you don't want to feel that way. So then we go into a healing process after this, which we will kind of cover in future lives on the healing process of shadow work and how to get through this. But your first thing is to recognize, I don't like to feel this. So when I start feeling emotionally drained, I acknowledge the feeling, and then I will see what I can do to change that feeling. What can I do to change how I feel? I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. So what my next question is Honora, how do you want to feel right now? How would you like to feel in this moment? What is a possible, plausible feeling that you would like to feel right now in this moment? And I'll show you how to get there. This is the second part of holding space, and it varies. Context is everything. The moment matters. Situations matter. But now we have said, I feel emotionally drained, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. How do you want to feel, Honora? And by the way, we do all of this wonderful shadow work and stuff like this. This is a free preview of my mentorship circle teaching Thursdays. And I'm going to put up a little bit of an advertisement while Honora's thinking about how does she want to feel. And when she lets us know how she wants to feel, we'll talk about that. But how would you like to feel right now, Honora? Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit. Let me tell you guys a little bit about the mentorship circle. Have you been wanting to grow in your spiritual path? It's time to join the circle. Shiya's mentorship circle is a place where we can learn and grow together. It's a private community that's committed to spiritual growth, group support, and learning. You can learn at your own pace with 24/7 access to a wide range of topics presented through videos, writings, and original content on all kinds of spiritual topics, and access to my ever-growing Book of Shadows. All spiritual paths and walks of life are welcome in this circle. On top of all that, Mentorship Circle members get free readings every Monday on my live show, discounts on live readings and workshops, classes, group therapy, and group chats for support and direct mentoring. Join today, get connected, and start living your best life. Learn more at ladyshiya.com. So definitely check it out. There is a free 1-month trial that's available to you that I have posted up above the chat, which is go to ladyshiya.com/trial. And that's not always available. I'm putting it up there for you guys today now that you've kind of seen a little bit about what we do. Now, Honora has answered to us how she would like to feel. And she says, I'd like to feel like I'm out of the shadow work and healing. Now, you're giving a context. Again, we have to break this down to a lot more basic. You're saying, I would like to, this is your plan. I want to be feeling like I'm out of the shadow work and healing. What does that feel like? Let's pick because those are things that take time, going through your shadow work and healing and that sort of thing. Let's look at an emotion. The emotion that you decided that you were feeling right now is emotionally drained. So you are emotionally tired. So instead of feeling emotionally tired, how would you like to feel right now? Would you like to feel peaceful? Would you like to feel centered? Would you like to feel joyful, happy, content? Name an emotion that you would like to feel right now. She says, I would like to feel peaceful within. Okay, so now that we have acknowledged what feeling she would like to feel, I would like to feel peaceful within, we can choose an action. We have held space for what we're feeling. We've decided that we do not want to feel that way anymore. And we have decided this is the way I would like to feel. Okay? So you've held space for yourself. I'm feeling this way. It's okay. I don't want to feel this way, though. I want to feel peace. I want to feel peaceful within right now. Okay? Now, how do we achieve that? Well, we can achieve that through a bunch of different methods, but right now, my go-to is going to be mindfulness, being fully present in the moment, okay? So to find peace within, we can find peace within the moment. At this moment, I am in a place to where I am learning, I am growing. I hear beautiful, peaceful music that is activating my sacral chakra in the background, that is activating my part of my core inner being. I'm going to let myself feel that. I'm going to breathe. Shiya is talking, and she's talking in a peaceful way. It's bringing me a little bit of peace. I'm focusing in on my breath, breathing in, holding my breath, and breathing out. I'm learning that it's okay to feel however I feel in the moment. And I can be emotionally exhausted, yes, but I can be at peace within myself at the same time. Oh my goodness, can you really? Yes, you can. You can be at peace within yourself at the same time. Oh my goodness. Next thing you know, you're breathing, you're focusing in on your breath, you're being fully in the moment. You're still tired on an emotional level, but that's okay. You've chosen that you would like to feel peace, peaceful within. Are you beginning to feel peaceful within, along with or in place of the emotion you were feeling before of emotional exhaustion? This is how we do it. It is a very simple yet complicated step-by-step process. I feel blank, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. I do want to feel peaceful within. I choose to do what I need to do to feel peaceful right now. Okay? We do what we need to do in the moment. This is the beginning. This is the basics of healing. All the other gobbledygook, all the other stuff, that is all great and wonderful and valid. All the other healing things that we need to do, all the other questions and analysis and yada yada, and the judgments and the cognitive behavioral therapy and yada yada, that's all great. It's all wonderful, but it's not part of holding space. Holding space is, I feel blank, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel this instead. Okay? So Honora says, yes, I'm more at peace and calm down. Thanks again. I appreciate all you're doing here for us. You're welcome. No judgment needed. I feel blank, and that's okay. I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel at peace. So now she's gone through this whole process to where when we go back to the very beginning when Honora was talking with us, man, there was all sorts of spin. There was all sorts of emotion, where it was talking about, she's releasing the past and talking with herself out loud. And she's got her cat and her cat's helping her heal. And I'm spinning and I'm thinking about it and blah, blah, blah. And we're going through all of these thoughts. And now we've calmed a lot of these thoughts down. And we're bringing it back to the basics. We're back in the fully present in the moment. We've released some of the feeling of that emotional exhaustion. And the longer we sit in the moment and embracing the peaceful feeling that we want to feel, now we can reframe, yes, I feel peace and calm, and that's okay. I want to feel this way. And then we can sit in it and we can remember what brought us to that point. And then we can recreate it as we need. We started off in an emotional exhaustion. We acknowledged it and we decided we didn't want to feel that way. So we reframed it and chose where we wanted to go until we achieved the feeling that we wanted to have. And then we're going to hold space for ourselves in our new feeling. So now, Honora, you can say, I feel peace. I feel calm. And that's okay. I want to feel this way. And now you can sit with that feeling, holding space with that feeling and say, yeah. Much like, and I'm going to pick on my sister Lindsay here for a minute again, because she came in and she's like, I've got all this stuff. I'm trying to process it. I've got health issues. I've got grief issues. I've got all this stuff. And then as we started asking her to hold space, she got to the point of, you know what? I'm actually feeling more grounded. I'm actually feeling more centered. I'm actually feeling at peace. And I want to feel this way. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Okay? This is the beginning of healing. Now, how do we hold space for others? Let's transition. We've learned to hold the hardest part, holding space for ourselves and acknowledging our own feelings. How do we hold space for others? Well, let's first of all start off with the fact that, again, we're all emotional creatures. We've acknowledged our own emotions, but I guarantee you, everybody else is going through their emotional shit too. Okay? So you ask them, when you go up to somebody, the first thing you do when you're holding space for someone is you go up to them and I'm going to go up to, can somebody guinea pig to be my I'm going to hold space for you person? Artemis, are you still present? I would love to hold some space for you, because you are a brave soul, and I absolutely love you for that. Artemis says, I'm surprised at my rested feeling. I'm normally very manic in the morning and I'm focused. Hey, you know what? Holding space for yourself can help you reframe your own emotions at any given point. This is like even the basis of meditation. Okay, you can sit here and go through this as your personal self-guided meditation. All right, so Artemis, can I pick on you? So Artemis, I want you to go with me from a regular day. You say you normally feel very manic in the morning and unfocused, okay? So I want you to treat this maybe like it was yesterday morning, all right? We're going to go back in time, go backwards in time to yesterday morning. Were you feeling a little bit manic and unfocused yesterday morning? Is that a good morning to pick from you? So I'm going to say, pretend it's a morning, whether it's yesterday morning or whether it was, pick a morning that you were, that's recent and fresh in your mind, that you were manic and unfocused. Okay. So I'm going to come up to you and I'm going to say, hey, Artemis, how's it going today, buddy? How you feeling? And I would like for you to answer me any way that you would normally answer to a friend that you say, how are you feeling? And normally when you ask them, how are you feeling? They're going to launch into a story about what's going on with them. All right. That is our normal response. That is conditioned response. So I go up, how you feeling? And Artemis would say that they were feeling exhausted yesterday, and Tuesday they felt very manic. Wow. Okay. Well, how'd that make you feel? How'd you get to that point? And what you're going to do is you're going to ask questions like, Artemis is like, I feel exhausted. Well, why are you exhausted? Ask them questions and ask them about their feelings. I feel angry. Well, why are you angry? I'm angry because Lindsay did not pass the joint. She sat there and held that frickin' joint for 10 damn minutes. I swear, I counted the puffs that Lindsay had, and she had at least 6 puffs before she passed the joint. And that really made me mad because I bought that weed, man. That was my weed. And she took 6 puffs off of my weed before she even thought about passing. And then she's just waving the joint around, so it's just burning down. I'm mad at Lindsay for that. Oh, wow. How'd that make you feel? I mean, do you still like Lindsay? She's not finished. Oh, okay. So she still hasn't passed the damn joint. Kind of hard to pass it all the way from France, huh, Lindsay? But again, that's, listening, asking questions. So Artemis, why were you exhausted yesterday? Tell me your story. That's holding space. People need to connect. People need to be heard. Okay, so Artemis, they say they only got 3 hours of sleep yesterday and they were exhausted as hell and it just tired them out. Okay, why did you only get 3 hours of sleep? Again, I am showing care and concern. I am not turning around and saying, oh my God, me too. I did not sleep well. My shoulders were hurting. No, I'm not getting into that. I am simply acknowledging, and I'm taking time to acknowledge how Artemis feels. Artemis got 3 hours of sleep yesterday and was anxious, and it tired them out. Well, is there a reason that you were anxious? They have now expressed another feeling. So we've gone from tired into anxious. So to hold space for them, I'm going to ask, Artemis, why were you anxious, my love? Tell me why you were anxious. I'm going to hold space. I'm not going to tell my own stories. I'm not going to equivocate. I'm not going to one-up. I'm going to hold space. Many times when we are in conversation and somebody expresses they're tired, they're anxious, and we want to kind of commiserate. That's what I call commiserating. Okay, or everybody calls it commiserating. That's what the word means. To commiserate is to simply acknowledge that, yeah, me too. Hashtag me too. I feel anxious. Hashtag me too. Here's my me too story. I feel tired. Hashtag me too. Here's my me too story. I feel angry. Hashtag me too. I feel angry too. Artemis says, my brain just wouldn't let me sleep. I was anxiously thinking of all the bad things that could happen to me. and my loved ones, that I'm not living to my full potential and just failing the ones that I love. So if I'm going to hold space for Artemis, I'm going to go, gosh, that sounds really difficult. Why do you find yourself dwelling on those things, do you think? And I'm going to ask them, and I'm going to give them a chance to express why they are thinking in those directions. Was there something, Artemis, that led you down to thinking that you were a disappointment to people? Or was there something that happened that led you to thinking about the bad things that could happen to your loved ones? What got you to thinking in those directions? Again, I'm holding space. I'm not offering advice. I'm not me tooing. I'm not saying, oh, I go in those spins all the time. I'm not doing the me too. I'm not giving advice. I'm not trying to fix anything. I'm not judging. I'm not saying, oh, Artemis, you shouldn't feel that way. You need to realize that you're an amazing person and you're great and you're wonderful. And, you're doing the best you can in the moment and it's great. I'm not doing any of that. Are all of those things valid things to say? Yes. But that's not me holding space and allowing Artemis to express themselves. It's not allowing Artemis to work through their feelings, and it's not allowing Artemis to feel heard. I'm immediately throwing in a solution. I'm immediately throwing in a me too. I'm immediately throwing myself into the mix. And that is something we so easily do. I am so guilty of that. I'm an empath. I went, oh, you need healing? Let me heal you. Oh, you need healing? Be healed. Oh, you're sad. Oh, please be happy. We need to hold space. So my holding space for Artemis would be like, man, that sounds really difficult, Artemis, that you were, why did you go into a spin of that? Why did you go into what made you think, what prompted this line of thinking for you, Artemis? And I'm going to sit back and shut the fuck up and wait for Artemis to tell me. Now, this is easy when we don't have a 10-second delay on live versus when somebody can type versus the however many seconds or minutes it takes for them to type in their response, for me to get it, to read it, and then to respond, and then wait for a response again. So, yes, I'm talking in the middle of things to fill in the blank. But in a natural flow conversation, this is where you turn around and you do not say anything. You simply say, that sounds difficult, or that sounds good, or that sounds amazing. If you want to add a feedback, and then ask a question, you're acknowledging that if they're saying something difficult, you can say, hey, that sounds difficult for you. It might not be difficult for you, but obviously if they're expressing an emotion about it, it was difficult for them. So you can say, that sounds difficult for you. What got you thinking in that direction? Artemis answers, well, I had a very bad childhood and I didn't receive any of the nurturing aspects. You need to be a normal person. I was always told that I wasn't good enough or stupid. No one ever had my back. Well, my next question then to Artemis is I'm going to again say, wow, yeah, that's tough. How do you feel about yourself now? Do you feel that people in your life now are being supportive of you? Or are you still listening to the old voices? Again, I'm not passing judgment. I'm asking questions. Now, at this point, we're getting deeper and deeper into the issue. So my questions are going to be a little bit more leading, but I'm still holding space for Artemis. I am letting them guide where we go. They have expressed childhood trauma. They have expressed a lack of support and nurturing. They have expressed their personal feelings and judgments on themselves. And in a past tense, no one ever had my back. So I'm asking them now, Artemis, do you feel like anybody has your back now? Do you still feel that the people in your life are giving you this message? So I'm asking them, and I'm going to let Artemis think for themselves for a minute of, right, you're right. These are old limiting beliefs. And the people that are in my life now are actually far more supportive. Or, hey, we've gone, and it gives Artemis a chance to reframe their own emotions. Okay? Again, I'm not judging. I'm asking and letting them lead and letting them guide. That's holding space for another. Okay, so we're going to wait to see what Artemis says back. But if anybody else wants to kind of throw something in on the mix, please do. Throw your thoughts, throw your feelings in there. So when we're going through our personal stuff, I feel blank, and that's okay. I do want to feel this way, or I don't want to feel this way. We're kind of going through that same process for Artemis. We're asked Artemis how they feel. I feel blank. We've acknowledged their feeling. That's okay. All right. And bye-bye, scam. But we acknowledge that feeling, and that's okay. Then they have told us why they're feeling that way and how they're feeling. Artemis says, I'm still listening to the old voices. I have fabulous people in my life, but I feel like I'm not good enough for them. I do feel like my boyfriend has my back, but I'm not sure of my friends. I'm paranoid that they only put up with me out of pity. Okay, now you can do a couple of things, but the next thing, again, remember, when you're holding space for somebody else, you are letting them guide you. You are not guiding the conversation. So at this point, now that Artemis has really gotten into the core of the issue of what is bothering them right now, I'm listening to the old voices, fabulous, he's got fabulous people. They've got fabulous people in their life right now. They feel like they're not good enough for these fabulous people in their life right now because, well, conditioning. They feel like their boyfriend has their back, but not sure about your friends. Okay, so you can continue to question in on the friends. Okay, you can question in on, okay, who are the fabulous people in your life, and kind of reframe an emotional energy so that Artemis begins talking about the great people in their life, and that starts to make them feel better because then they're feeling better about these people. And then you can address what Artemis expressed about, I'm paranoid that they only put up with me out of pity. Okay. Or we can simply say, Artemis, would you like to talk through this some with me? I would love to help you. How I can give you some advice, or tell me how I can help. Again, I am putting it back in their hands. If they just needed to vent and talk about it, because in talking it through, they can see for themselves where their thinking is wrong and reframe their own thinking, then fucking fantastic. But otherwise, I am now freely given, freely offered, without strings. They are free to say no. And the way they are free to say no is I have asked in, how can I help? That's a very important question when you're holding space for somebody. I would love to talk through this with you, Artemis. Would you like advice? Would you like for me to offer my input on this? How can I help? And I've given a tangible thing that I'm willing to offer. And then I put it out there. Artemis, how can I help? And I'm letting them decide how I approach it. They are guiding it. That is holding space for another. Okay? So you see there's a slight difference, there's a slight variation. We are again asking, do you want to feel this way? Artemis has expressed their feelings. We've said that's okay in various different ways. We've allowed them to continue to express their feelings. We have validated and said that's okay to all of these other feelings while they have gotten down to their core issue. They feel unworthy, and that's okay. Now we are asking, we are framing it out to them. Do you want to feel this way? Okay. And we're saying, hey, I'm willing to offer help. So do you want to feel this way? And blessed be for the dinner. May the nutrients of the earth bring nutrients and refill to your body. And Lindsay, before you eat, do me a favor. Look over your food and make sure to bless it. Use your own power and bless the food. As I take this nourishment into my body will take the nourishment from this food and begin my physical healing. Just a little witch tip there. I'm going to put that one up on the reels in a few days. But Artemis has responded, says, I guess I just needed to let someone know about my thoughts and feeling validated for them. However, I'd have some advice. If you'd have some advice on how I can stop the paranoia, that would be helpful. They have now opened the door for me to offer some help in a transition. Okay. So to answer Artemis, they have expressed specifically, how can I stop the paranoia? Now they have asked a question of me. How can I stop the paranoia? So my answer in the short is going to be, you know what? I feel like that, is really brave of you, first of all, Artemis, to come out and express these feelings. And I think that, yeah, it's a valid feeling, because you know what? I am somewhat insecure myself now. I can commiserate, because I can say that, I have some personal experience with this. So I'm commiserating, saying, Artemis, I feel that way sometimes too. I get very insecure. And the way that I handle this, now I'm not telling him how to do it. I'm not telling Artemis how to do it. I've commiserated and said, I have some experience in this. I go through these feelings myself. Now I'm going to share how I handle it. How I handle it is I remember all of those good people, like the ones you talked about, that all the good things and the wonderful things that they say. And I choose that I'm going to trust the wonderful and good things that they say to support me. I choose to take that at face value. And I kind of record it in my head when the wolf tells me, you're beautiful. I don't always believe that I'm beautiful. I feel very insecure about my appearance many times. And I will ask 5, 6, 8, 10 times, how do I look? Did I do okay? And I have made a conscious choice to take his answer at face value. And the reason I've chosen to take his answer at face value is because he is always there. And even when I'm feeling bad, he doesn't go running away. When I'm annoying him at 3 o'clock in the morning and needing to talk through my feelings, he gets up out of bed and he talks to me. His actions prove out that his words actually have value and meaning, and that his words back up the fact that, yeah, he thinks I'm worth something. He thinks I'm beautiful. He wants to marry me. He wants me to be a part of his life. He wants me to be around even when he is pulling out his hair and I know he's angry and he's mad at me. Okay? And there are times where he gets mad at me, I get mad at him. But even when he's mad at me, he will grumble, grumble, grumble. I love you. I love you. I'm pissed off right now. Leave me alone. Okay. But after he's done being pissed off, it's like, okay, I'm sorry I was pissed off. Okay, let's talk about stuff. His actions have proven out. So now I choose to take the things that he says to me to validate and acknowledge me. I choose to take those at face value because his actions have proven out. So what I do is I store Artemis. I store all these wonderful things that the wolf has said to me in my head and in my heart. And my heart, I call it my ponder box, because I put little sacred keepsake memories, audios, things like that in my little ponder box, so that when I am feeling bad, when I am feeling paranoid, when I'm in the spin, I pull this out. And I remember that he said, and here is a audio clip. He said to me, now I want you to put this in your ponder box. Okay? When you start feeling bad again, I want you to hear me say this one very thing. Are you listening? Yes, dear, I'm listening. I love you anyway. Put that in your ponder box. Okay? Okay, I will. I promise. And you know what? Not only did I take the I love you anyway, I took the entire audio clip. I can literally, you ask him, that is almost literally word for word exactly what he said to me when I was in one of my spins. And when that comes out, I remember he told me to keep this in my ponder box. He told me to pull this out, that despite whatever negative bullshit I'm going through in my head, he loves me anyway. Damn. That's fucking magical. And I'll tell you what, right now, hold on. I'm going to be real with you guys for a second. All right. I'm always real with you, but I'm going to be really extra real with you right now. I'm going to take the chat down and I'm going to put my face up and I'm going to show you that just going through this memory right now of remembering I love you anyway. I'm tearing up. You can see this. I am tearing up because that's how much it meant to me when he said that. It was real and it's in my ponder box. So Artemis, this is me telling you, create those memories. Take those people who have proven themselves to you that they love you regardless of whatever fucked upness you have going on in your life. They love you anyway. Put it in your ponder box. And when you need to, take it out. Let me know if that helps you. That's holding space. That's holding space. Okay? So yes, Honora says, I now see that you're holding the space with all of us on your live shows, and acknowledge this and appreciate your wisdom that you shared with us today. Thank you, Honora. That has a deep meaning to me. That touches my heart, because that is where I try to come from when I am doing my readings and when I am doing my things in Mentorship Circle, is that we try to hold space without judgment. All healing begins here. Good communication begins here. If we can learn to hold space, then we can go forward in bringing light to first ourselves, because it is important for us to rekindle our own fire, to find our own light within ourselves, acknowledging our own feelings and holding ourselves as valid. And once we do that, we know that our feelings are valid and we can reframe and heal and go through our own feelings, then we can begin the process of holding space for others. Artemis, I hope my holding space for you today has helped you, and thank you very much for being brave and coming out and being the guinea pig and sharing some deep emotional stuff with us, deep emotional shit. Thank you. And also for you and Honora both, on my next live Friday night, 10 p.m. Come on, and both of you on me, as a thank you for being brave and coming forward with this today. Have a full spirit insight reading for me. Okay? Thank you very much. Your healing process has helped others today, and countless others who may come afterwards and listen to and watch and learn from this about what is holding space. It will help them as well. So let me say thank you to both of you for holding space for this holding space. And we're all going to hold space for each other. You're holding space. I'm holding space. We're all holding space. And it's magical. Artemis says, thank you, Shiya. That was exceptionally helpful. I never thought of using the words and actions of the people in my life to validate that they care for me. And see, Artemis has now validated me, saying, hey, you've provided something. And you know what? That gives me a really nice feel good. That gives me a very special kind of high that no money can buy. And that is why I really do what I do, is because if I can make a difference for one person, if I can help somebody and introduce one person to the tools, the concepts, everything that they need to live their best life, I've done something. And that, my friends, is real magic. Artemis says, I'm crying right now. Those are things I felt for so long and never felt like anyone could hear me. And see, just a moment, a few moments of holding space and really listening and really caring can make a positive lifetime of a difference. Artemis, I hope that this carries through for you until your dying day, that you can hold things in your ponder box and answer the spin, because we can't always stop the spin. We can't always stop that negative self-view, but we sure as fuck can answer it, handle it, roll with it, and deal with it. I had the wolf ask me one time, how do you have all this? You seem always like you're so put together, and how do you have all this negative self-image shit still going in your head if you've done your shadow work and all this other stuff? Because I know how to deal with it. I know how to answer it. I know how to cope with it. And when I can't cope with it, I eventually figure out that I need to reach out to somebody like my wolf, like my friends, like a Honora, like an Artemis, like a Mentorship Circle member, group, family member, friend, and say, hey, I need to talk. And I know enough to know that they actually give a shit, so that when I can't handle it and I need somebody to hold space, I literally have, and this is the biggest blessing in my life, you guys, because I've held space for so many, I literally have a laundry list of people I can reach out and touch and say, hey, I need somebody to hold space for me right now. And I tell you, it is such an amazing feeling to know that so many people will drop anything that they can drop all their shit and say, okay, Shiya, talk to me, what's up? And you know what? Just that very knowledge that they exist can pull me out of my spin. Just the very knowledge that somebody gives a shit, even without even having to reach out, be like, you know what? I might need to talk to somebody about this. Who do I want to talk to? Blah, 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 blah. Wow, I have a lot of people I could talk to if I want to talk to somebody. Man, I'm so blessed. And next thing you know, I feel blessed. And that's okay. And I want to feel this way. I hope today's Teaching Thursday has helped and blessed you. I hope to see any of you guys who are not in the mentorship circle join the mentorship circle so we can learn and grow together. And I will end today with my favorite thing to say at the end of everything. Merry, we have met. Merry, we shall part. Merry, we shall meet again. And do think about joining the mentorship circle. Blessed be y'all. Have you been wanting to grow in your spiritual path? It's time to join the circle. Shiya's Mentorship Circle is a place where we can learn and grow together. It's a private community that's committed to spiritual growth, group support, and learning. You can learn at your own pace with 24/7 access to a wide range of topics presented through videos, writings, and original content on all kinds of spiritual topics, and access to my ever-growing Book of Shadows. All spiritual paths and walks of life are welcome in this circle. On top of all that, Mentorship Circle members get free readings every Monday on my live show, discounts on live readings and workshops, classes, group therapy, and group chats for support and direct mentoring. Join today, get connected, and start living your best life. Learn more at LadyShiya.com.